Trying to get something to wear, dog. I'm trying to get like something to wear, like probably like socks or something. Yesterday was freezing, cuz. Yesterday was freezing. Cause wow, man, like look at my feet, look at my feet. I get something to eat. I'm fucking hungry, bruv. I'm hungry as hell. Trying to get me something to wear, dog, for at night. Maybe trying to get like some shoes, bro. Yeah, I could definitely afford this. I could definitely afford that, nah? This looks like my type of place. This looks like my type of place. Looking cool with the new school. Yeah. Hey, bro. I want to wear. I bought some shoes. And then I got like, I don't know. This is like how I got kicked out, you get me? So, how I got kicked out was that, uh, so earlier this year, I got enrolled in varsity. So, and the thing is that I didn't want to go to varsity. So, my parents forced me to go to varsity after they saw that I didn't want to go to varsity. Like, they saw that I wasn't interested in going to varsity. They still forced me. No, it's good. It's gonna be good for you. Think about your future. Um, so now, what do you do when you have two adults screaming on both of your ears to go to school? You end up going, right? So that's what I did. I ended up going, and just like how I predicted, I didn't like that shit. You get me? The first day I got into that lecture hall, I hated it. I knew that this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. I knew that I wasn't gonna do this. I wasn't gonna last the 3 years. Like I just knew. The minute I entered into that lecture hall, I just knew I wasn't gonna make it to the 3 years. So I said, "Nah, man, fuck it. I don't care even if I'm here. I'm still gonna focus on growing my online business." So every day, like every single day, ever since I started going to varsity, I kept going to the library, cause I don't have a laptop, so I kept going to the library to use the computers and the Wi-Fi over there. Every single day, I'm talking about every single day, I was bunking class, like bunking class, bunking test. I never went to a single class ever since the first day. I kept going to the library. Even the guy from the library knows me. If you go there and be like, "Hey, do you know that kid I like?" He'll tell you, because I keep going there every single day. I would spend like 16 hours. I would go in there from 7, and then I would leave around 5 to 6, because I was working on my online store. And then now, what happens? Last yesterday, I'm in. So I'm riding with my mom. Yesterday, my mom is like, "How is school going?" I'm like, "It's okay," but I tell her that I have something to tell her. She's like, "Yes, you do have something to tell me, because they've been telling me that uh you haven't been focusing. Dad says you haven't been focusing." I'm like, "Yeah, there's something that I need to tell you." He's like, "Are you really serious about this thing?" I'm like, "To be honest, I don't want to do it anymore." That's what I tell her. I'm like, I just genuinely don't want to do this anymore. You get me? She starts yelling, and then we arrive at the mall. When we arrive at the mall, she's pissed. She's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna buy you the clothing that I said I'm gonna buy. You see, like that's even my favorite part. She was taking me to the mall to buy clothing that she wanted to buy for me, ever since I was born. Ever since I was born. You can even ask my mom if you know her. I have never asked for anything in my whole entire life. I've never asked for anything. Every single thing that has been bought for me, I had never asked anyone for it. They're the ones who bought it for me. Why? Because they love me. I understand that. But I have never asked for anything. I've never asked them for money. But my siblings, if you check my siblings, ask them every single thing. They ask them for everything. I never do that. I'm always the quiet one. I'm the middle child. I never ask for anything. I try my best to get the thing on my own. So now I tell them, I'm like, hey yo, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sick and tired. She's like, what are you gonna do when you leave, when you top out of varsity? I'm like, I'm gonna focus on my business. She's like, what business? When I try to explain, she cuts me off. She's like, you know what? Let's go home. She doesn't buy the clothing. So I'm like, it's cool, because I don't need the clothing. We get home. My dad, which is my stepdad, he starts yelling. Where is it dropping off? I'm like, let me explain. They don't want to hear me out. Now, this is the messed up part about it. My older brother, my flesh and blood, comes out. He says, let me talk to you. I'm thinking Bodhi's gonna be like, hey yo, I've seen that you've been working hard, and also believe it. Guess what he does? He talks to me for a few moments, and then he's like, oh, you a man. I'm like, what do you mean I'm a man, dog? He gets inside, he was like, kick him out. He was like, take everything that he has and kick him out. I'm like, hey yo, you my flesh and blood. How could you be like telling our parents to tell them to kick me out? Like, you want them to kick me out? Like, what the hell, bro? Like, nigga, dad has like told my parents like they should kick me out. Now, what do? They tell me to pack all of my shit and leave. I was like, hey yo, I was lucky because when I'm gonna tell you the craziest story. The moment they said I must leave, I was like, fuck it, dog. You know what? Nah, fuck this. First of all, my family is toxic as hell. Before all of this, when I used to tell them about the online business, they were like, they laughed in my face, cuz I sat down in the living room. This wasn't the first time we had this talk. I sat down in the living room and I told them that I don't wanna go to varsity. I told them before. They laughed in my flipping face, cuz I told them every single dream of mine. They laughed dead ass in my face. Every single one of them, they laughed in my face. And then I told them about this book that I read. Like all of it. All of it. I read the whole book. It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I told them about it. Guess what they say? Guess what they said? They said, you're not competent enough to finish a whole book. What the fuck is that, bro? Is that what family says to, like, is that what family members say to other family members? Like, what the fuck is that, bro? And when they kicked me out, guess what my stepdad said? He was like, mark this day. You get me? He was like, mark this day, 1 May 2023. Just know this is the day. This is the beginning of your failure in life. Imagine, bro. He was like, mark this day and know that this is the beginning of your failure in life. I went outside and I prayed. I was like, every curse putting upon me, I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. And I went back and continued. Packed all of my stuff. I only had like I only had like 3 pairs of like jeans and like 4 pairs of like shirts. I packed my stuff, bro, and I dipped, dog. And I dipped. I was, and the thing is that the online business. I had made so much money from it. Then they took my card, so I couldn't access the money that I made. The money I made, cuz. The money I made on my own, cuz. They took the card, but they didn't tell me that they took it. But obviously, I know they took it. So now I had to find a place to sleep because I couldn't rent out the B&B because I didn't have my card on me. Luckily, cuz I was this close. It was it was 6:56. 6:56, cuz at night in flipping Soweto, cuz looking for a place to sleep just to put my head. I thought maybe they were gonna call me and be like, come back home. They didn't call for shit, cuz I was trying all my best to find a place until I met this old guy. He decided to take me in. He took me in and fed me, cuz. And he fed me, cuz. I'll never forget that man, cuz. I'll never forget it, man. I will repay him one day. I promise that guy. I will give that guy millions, cuz. Oh, he helped me out when I had no one. Literally no one. Everybody turned their backs on me. You know when they say rock bottom, cuz I like that as rich rock bottom. The funny thing is that they didn't kick me out because I was doing drugs or I was hanging out with the wrong people. No, cuz they kicked me out because I was searching for a better future. You hear how fucked up that is, cuz they kicked me out because I was looking for a better future. Because I didn't want to take the 9 to 5 route. I wanted to be my own boss. That's why they kicked me out. I didn't want to be just like them. I didn't want to take the route that they took. That's why they kicked me out. Because I was different from other people. That's fucked up. And you want me to give you an advice. If you know that you wanna take a different route and your family is opposing you, dip, nigga, dip. If your family is toxic to your dreams, towards your dreams, nigga, dip. That's not a family, my boy. That's not a family. Families love and support each other. A family that puts you down, that's not a family, my boy. Leave. That's all I have to say, man. That's how I flipping got kicked out. Now, if you don't mind, I gotta go and find a place to sleep for tonight.